In this video I'll discuss what I take bush, why I take it, why it's important, and roughly how to get yourself a kit so you can do what I do. It's not that hard to put something together. First we'll start off with combustion, because everyone likes fire, and I've always been a firm believer of wherever you light a fire is home. So wherever you stop at the end of the day, light a fire, however small, it's your home, so you should be happy. As humans, we're always drawn towards it. It's something pretty primal. Everyone, I think, enjoys sitting around a campfire. This, the old Bic lighter, by far the easiest way to get a fire started. You can even use this once it's run out to get a fire started. Peel the steel off, use your knife, just scrape. Makes a horrible noise, but creates powder that you can light with the ferrocerium rod that is inside this. This one's actually run out, so they do run out. It does happen, usually just like your torch at the worst bloody time. I carry a candle. This one had a rubber band wrapped around it. Got pretty warm. It's just a fire extender. I'll just light it with this and use it to light a fire, especially when it's a little bit wet. You might need that extra bit. Also carry inner tube. Inner tube is quite good. Invaluable getting a fire going in the rain. Find dry. You can always find something dry. Dry supplejack, dead supplejack that's standing off the ground. That stays nice and dry. Any tree that's on a good lean, the underside typically be dry, even if it's been raining for days. This stuff will save you cutting the tops off your red band gumboots. So, also have a ferrocerium rod. These last for years, and I just carry that in my pouch if I ever need it. Very rarely do. The old lighter, except today, usually works. That pretty much covers combustion. I do carry this as well. I've run out of how I usually pack it. It is just cotton wool with Vaseline in it. I usually package it, cut a little straw, melt one end with the lighter, pack it inside, melt the other end, squish it down so it doesn't get all through the stuff. Doesn't look like you've been up Brokeback Mountain or anything like that and you've got Vaseline all through your gear and all that sort of shit. So from that we move on to navigation. Carry a GPS. I do use it sometimes. I'm pretty good at navigating just with my brain. I'll find ridge systems, creeks, a lot of places I've been hunting. Been hunting for a fair amount of time. This here has a safety system on it, so this attaches to my belt. This little loop here attaches to the back, that very easily comes off. Low light, easy to put your batteries back in. It's quite hard to read sometimes. But I have a friend, and we were out hunting one day. He had his one, hanging around his neck. Buy this. I'm walking along behind him. I'm like, "Sure, a GPS on the ground. That's pretty funny. Where'd that come from?" It had fallen off his neck, undone, fallen on the ground. I won't say who it is. He's a bloody good hunter though. And if I hadn't have seen it, never would have found it. These are about $600, and something you don't want to lose. So that's backup upon backup, and I firmly believe in having backups. Take one, look after it. Although, the saying goes, one is none and two is one. So you got to sometimes have backups. This here, my locator beacon. Never used it. Hope I never will. But if somebody else is in trouble, I can rescue them. I can also rescue myself if I get stuck. This is essential for a solo hunter or solo adventurer. My mum brought me this. Thanks, Mum. Bloody great present. Peace of mind. She knows that I'll be safe. I know I'll be safe. It makes me care a whole lot less about it getting dark as well. I don't give a fuck really. As far as I'm concerned, bush is the same, light or dark. You just can't see as far when it gets dark. There's nothing nasty out there that's going to get you except yourself. Just gotta be wise about it. Compass, hardly ever take it, hardly ever need it. In some circumstances, yes, it's valuable. Usually usually I know where I'm going, know where I've been, know where I need to go, but it does find its way into my kit when I get into certain places. This one's quite a good one, silver. Got a little magnifying glass. A magnifying glass is infinite fire. You can always, forever, start a fire with a magnifying glass. Even though that one's tiny, you'll still be able to do it if you got the right tinder. Not on your phone, that won't start any fires. What else have we got here? Cutting. Alright, this is me sword. Love me sword. Bloody good. New Zealand design sheath, New Zealand knife, Swedish razor steel, another backup, goes around my belt. I have had a little rip there. This sheath here is 10 years old. It's wearing well. I've killed heaps of pigs with it. It's bloody good. Holds a good edge. Had a little lanyard on it when I got it. I put a back twist on it so it wasn't a loop, can't get pulled out of my sheath while I'm wandering around. You are usually, when you got this on you, you're in a hurry sometimes. You got to help out your mates, your dogs. They need you. You don't fuck around. You get there quick as possible. Holds good edge. Goes in bloody nice. You just, there you go, right in the chest. I carry this as well. Got to be able to sharpen it, you know. And that there's just perfect. Cut the handle off and everything. Was pretty cheap. I think it's called a jewel stick. Cut all the branding off, so yeah, it's bloody good. Love my knife. Also carry this, the old Mercator. That's good. Backup knife. Has some string. A while ago got a pig in the rain. Love hunting in the rain. Best time to hunt. Didn't have any string. Ended up cutting my pants off and using that to string it up and carry it out. Bloody tasty that pig was. Bloody tasty. Also cutting. Secateurs. May seem like a weird thing to carry in the bush unless you're going out half your patch, but no, these here are great. Where I hunt, there's a lot of supplejack, bush lawyer, blackberry. These are great for cutting your way through it. Even cutty grass. If you're going to cut your way through cutty grass, snip, snip, snip. That's good. Cut yourself a bit of a track. Good when you're carrying an animal. Don't have to walk around the vines. Just peel on right through them, eh? Again, bit of inner tube. That there, extra fire lighting supplies. This here's an old knife sheath. I just made it up, sewed it up. That there's some tape in case I get sore feet, blister or something. I've had bleeding feet before. Just got to keep going. When you got that, you can patch it up and you're all good. This is good when lighting fires. As I was saying before, you can find dry bark on the underside of a tree. You can use this to slice it up real nice and fine, much easier than a knife. And supplejack as well, you can split it lengthways. I've actually gutted animals with this. A friend of mine lost his knife. I seen him kill a pig with one. That was pretty impressive. He just cut it right open and stuck his hand in it, ripped its heart right out. Pretty gruesome, but it was fucking his dogs up. He was fucked off. It was a big vet bill. It was all over pretty quick. So yeah, those are my secateurs. I did put a lanyard on them, so I can have them around my wrist. That's the theory there is if I see an animal, I can drop him, draw my bow, loose, not a problem. Don't have to drop him on the ground, won't alert the animal. Never had to do that, but you know, options there. Also, don't want to drop them in a creek, just gives your hands free instantly. You don't want to go dropping these on your feet. They're very sharp. They're just as sharp as my knife, and they are my backup knife. So that's that. Also carry a little scalpel. Don't really need it most of the time. Used it for cutting stitches out of myself and my dogs, but that usually happens at home. Also, I carry pouches. This pouch here, had this for quite a while. Zip tie for a zip. I cut most of my zips off. I don't like the noise they make. Everyone who drives a Nissan, Toyota, they know what zip ties are, you know, into it. This here, what goes in that pouch, it's my block and tackle. This here is a bloody back saver. I found it in the scrap. It had been thrown out. It's actually called a midget lifter. I don't know if that's offensive now, but it'll lift you whether you're a midget or not. Meant to lift 1,000 pounds. It had plastic sheaves in there. pulleys, and they were all fucked. So I pulled them out, made some more in the lathe, and it works just wonderfully. I pull a deer up into a tree, bone it out, don't have to carry out all useless bits like skin. Except this guy had a beautiful skin, so I carried him out. Already had a deer in my pack that day. Came up over a ridge, seen him, snuck back down, dropped my pack, snuck up on him. I managed to get out of, I shot him at 4:30, managed to get out of the bush at 1:30 in the morning. This here for the deer, I usually just hang it up by one leg. This here, rest of it, wrap it around a branch, got a nice slip knot, different size branches, different size slip knots, and that's that pouch anyway. This here, my other pouch, again, zip cut off. This one here is just a steel braid with heat shrink, glue in the middle. Doesn't rattle around, no noise. What I keep in this, partner made this, she calls it my nutsack, leasing on her purse. So I carry my nuts in here, as in Brazil nuts, pistachio nuts, not my actual nuts. I don't like carrying rustly plastic bags, so this is waterproof and so on. No zips, no buttons, nothing to make any noise. It's great. Yeah, my food pouch, or nutsack as she calls it. So after that, also I carry in that pack talcum powder, unscented talcum powder. That will tell you where the wind is going, and it doesn't make a noise like this. So wind, very important. Deer will smell you coming bloody miles away, and it'll be right out of your way before you even get there. You won't even know it was there. You would have buggered off, and you'd be none the wiser. Alright, my other pack. It's my other pack. Swazi stag bag. I found it okay. It's not the best pack. I've had a few little problems with it. First deer I carried in it, I ripped all the stitching out here. I sent it back to them, they fixed it. Second deer I carried, ripped all the stitching out again. Couldn't really bother sending it back to them, so I've just worn it. The fault is, they weren't really interested in listening. The fault is, it needs to be on an angle. When it's over your shoulders, it's putting too much force on here, pulling all the threads out. If this was sewn on an angle instead of straight, it'd be perfect. These are a little bit hard on your shoulders, especially when you've got 35, 40 kilos of meat in there. But you can get those pads that go over your seat belts, and they're fine. I don't actually have any of them, I just harden the fuck up, eh? So, the reason I like this pack, other than the straps, fucking marvellous. It's bloody great. It expands. There you go. You can fit a whole deer in here, surprisingly enough. What I do have in here when I don't have a deer in here, my hydration bladder. 3 litres, that's pretty good over the top of the hills. And yeah, in the summer, you know, it gets pretty dry in the bush. In winter, water's not hard to find. It's bloody falling out of the sky every 20 minutes or so. So good time to hunt though. In here, in the bottom of it, stuffed in there, another great Swazi product, the tar. This here is the XP. Keeps me very dry. Let's cover the deer here as well. I've walked all around Stewart Island. I've spent days in this thing in the wet, carrying a pack. I've just rolled it into its hood, so it's nice and compact. Yeah, I really rate it. It's bloody marvellous. I used to wear oilskin. That's good as well. Sweating it a bit. This here I was sweet, didn't really get too funky. You know, when you're wearing wet weather gear day after day after day, it becomes like a glass house. Right, that's my packs covered. So, lighting. Carry a torch. This here I found quite great, but whoever invented the little system where it runs low on batteries, it starts flashing, really needs a kick in the nuts, because that fucks me off a lot. I'm walking in the bush and it's raining and it's dark and I want to get back to my vehicle. 2 o'clock in the morning, got a deer on my back, flash, flash, fucking flash, fuck off. The rest of it, bloody good. It's a bright light, good quick focus, that's wonderful. Everything about it's good, except that flashing, you know, sort it. This here's my other torch. I often carry this one instead. It is a chameleon, and it has different coloured lights, which is bloody good. Red light's really good for maintaining your night vision. It also has 5 light settings, so you can go different ones, and then you've got your red light, so that there you can read a map. Also has green light, blue light, and dickhead lights. So that there is pretty good torch. I've wrapped tape around it so you can hold it in your teeth. There's plenty of tape there, so I can use it for other things as well. Otherwise it is knurled aluminium, and that's not very comfortable holding your teeth. Had a little sheath with it, had a whole lot of unnecessary stuff on it, so I ripped it all off and just sewed it back up with the old piece of string. Right, footwear. These are bloody great. I love these. I used to hunt in bare feet quite often, and these are just like hunting in bare feet, but you've got a bit of protection. The only thing I can fault them on, you get grass seed between your toes. Look, there's still grass seed between my bloody toes. But if you're hunting in the bush, that's not a problem. They're light, you can run in them. I've done 30k days in these, and they're brilliant. But you do have to wear a good pair of merino socks because your feet will get cold. You get cold when you've got bare feet as well. This is better than bare feet by far. You know, you might look funny in them. I used to wear them to pub, and everyone would come up and be like, what the fuck you got on your feet? But heaps of girls talk to you, so it's great. But it's not a fashion contest. Function over form, doesn't matter. Just get out there, sneak around. They're very sneaky. Oh, the other thing in my pouch, I have this. It is usually contains stormproof matches. So in here I've got 2 needles, usually have a couple of matches in there, and outside it's got braid, 40-pound braid. So I can use that for repairing my boots. Snares, like no man should ever go hungry if he's got a pocket full of snares. You have these ready-made ones, but I don't usually take those with me. They're usually unnecessary. But if you want to go snaring, grab yourself a roll of 20 gauge wire. You'll never go hungry again. Also, my gaiters go from top to bottom, eh? How about socks? Socks, these ones are good. Snow seal. I've had these for a few years, different ones. They're about 50 bucks a pair, which is quite expensive, but I was going through a pair of socks in a day sometimes, 2 days. I haven't got holes in any of them yet, except one. I think I left some food in it for some reason, a rat chewed a hole in it. Don't know why, don't know what the fuck happened there. Gaiters. These are my gaiters. I had Hunteat gaiters. I had a pair of these 10 years ago. They were made in New Zealand. They were bloody brilliant. These ones, however, made in China. I think they are junk. Absolute junk. They don't stay up. They absorb water, so they end up being heavier than my boots. The first time I wore them, ripped these little clips off. In the first 6 Ks, I actually lost one. Hunteat replaced them. Thanks for that. But yeah, the buttons have fallen off. These are less than a year old. I've still got my 10-year-old ones, and they're still fine, you know. And I've done thousands of Ks. They soak up water. They're alright in the dry. I wear them because of so many vines and so much prickles. Gets into your shins, gets into your legs, and these give you a level of protection. Under those and above those, I wear thermals. All my thermals have fucking got holes in them. I wear merino thermals in summer. I wear like a lycra one. You got to cover up your skin. These deer will see you coming. I'm pretty white. They'll see you coming a mile away. So above that, wear this Stony Creek mesh top. Usually wear this through summer. Again, cut the zips off. Makes extra noise. This is actually the only Stony Creek item I've got which all the zips still work. So I'm pretty sure they're made in China now too. But yeah, this is good during summer. Keeps you aerated, I suppose, ventilated. Cut all the unnecessary bits off. Don't need them. Get rid of them. Right. Otherwise, the Swanee. Again, got holes in it. Still works perfectly. Who cares? I bought this for $2 in Kawa. $2. Warm, good stuff. Also, fleece. Fleece is shit. I don't like fleece. I wear this. I used to wear it in the bush. I wear it in the workshop. Wind goes straight through it. Soaks up water like a sponge. Swazi, generally a good brand. But fleece is fleece and I don't like it. I would rather wear merino if it's going to be cold or wet. I love hunting in the rain. This here, junk in the rain. No good. Move on to a weapon. This is what I hunt with. Just a Samick Sage. Bit of a cheapie. It's got muskrat silencers on it. My brother gave me those. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. So gave me this little protector for its lower limb. Found these attached to an entire antler in the Kaimanas. Just added it for a bit of character. Doesn't really weigh fuck all, so that's alright. Got to have a glove, something that's always attached to your hand. I like traditional archery. Don't really believe in sights. I feel if you're going to use sights and a release aid, may as well have a gun. Got to do the animals some justice. Got to give them a fair chance. We're out there, you know, to hunt, not just to kill stuff. These are my arrows. Just a twin blade broadhead, feathered. Must change those for a little bit more concealed design. Might go for green and red. But yeah, that's all you need. These things go straight through a deer, even with 45 pound behind it. It's all set up, weight forward to center. That is essential. Essential, weight forward to center. If you don't understand that, search it. Also, I wear a balaclava all the time while I'm in the bush. I've scared a few people, but it's alright. They won't remember me. I'm just a dude in a balaclava. This one I wear on cool sort of days. This one I wear in summer. And it's good. You look scary, but you are scary. You're a predator. So that's it. After that, I've just got cooking gear. This here, no reason to spend any money. Best thing you can do with a V-can. Also, best thing you can do with a Cody can. Tip that shit out, it's fucking horrible. Don't drink it. So you just fill this up about there, mess, light it, put your billy on top. Quite efficient, weighs next to nothing. You stand on it, go and make another one, not a problem. That's my billy. I usually don't take a spoon or anything. I'll just cut 2 twigs, use chopsticks, you know. That's pretty good. Add a little handle. Have a Trangia handle as well. Really nice. Sometimes use this, my brew cup, but it is heavy and it does make some noise. I'm going to swap all that shit for titanium, but later on when I can afford it. So that's about the kit. Certain times of year when there's a raw, I used to carry this. Quite like the traditionalness of having that, but I've found something that works better. Don't tell the missus. The vacuum cleaner hose. That is bloody great. I'll give you a bit of a roar. Good, just extend your esophagus so you're about the same size as a deer, and that's brilliant. So that's the whole kit. Don't think I've forgotten anything. I'll add to it later and I'll do a bit of a gear review on some of this stuff as well, so you know how it performs and if it's worth buying. It's constantly evolving as I learn. Nothing's really a failure, it's all a lesson. If you're still alive, then that's positive. So I'll leave you with that and see you later.